Well, good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV 9, where every local story starts here. Some of our top headlines to kick off the week. Former EKU professor accused of killing his wife is back in court. Plus, a 3-vehicle crash in Garrard County leaves one dead and a Clay City woman is dead following a fatal collision. We've got the details on those stories, plus a look at the weather with Susie and your sports report that is coming up with Michael Watkins all today here live at 5. But first, in our WBON TV big story of the day, earlier this afternoon in Richmond, Glenn Jackson, the man accused of killing his wife, appeared in court. Back in 2019, police discovered the remains of Jackson's wife, Ella Jackson, near property he owned in Pulaski County. According to reports, a knife and some of her blood was found in the trunk of Jackson's car. He was arrested on charges of murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. Jackson was a former English professor at Eastern Kentucky University. His appearance in court today is a continuation of this case's ongoing legal proceedings. We'll report more updates as the information becomes available here at WBONTV.com. A 3-vehicle crash claimed one life and injured 2 others on Highway 27 in Lancaster Sunday afternoon. The Garrard County Sheriff's Office responded to the collision involving 2 SUVs and a compact car around 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Initial investigations indicate a southbound 2012 Nissan driven by 74-year-old Richard Adams of Lancaster crossed the center line, striking a northbound 2022 Hyundai Tucson driven by 29-year-old Caitlin Williams of Lexington. Adams then crossed back into the southbound lane before re-entering the northbound lane, colliding with a 2011 Toyota RAV4 operated by 30-year-old Lisa Cox of Lexington. Adams was pronounced dead at the scene by the Garrard County coroner. Williams and her passenger sustained minor injuries and were treated at a local hospital. Cox was airlifted to the University of Kentucky Hospital in Lexington. The collision closed both north and southbound lanes of Highway 27 near Boones Creek Road for an extended period. Traffic was detoured into Boones Creek Road and Sugar Creek Road. The Garrard County Sheriff's Office is continuing the investigation into that crash. A Clay City woman has died following an injury in a collision in Powell County on Sunday evening. Kentucky State Police say that 87-year-old Lorena Fugate was in the roadway when she was struck by a truck operated by 27-year-old Christopher Spencer. When emergency officials arrived at the scene, they located Fugate, who had sustained fatal injuries as a result of the incident. She was pronounced dead by the Powell County coroner. The collision remains under investigation by the KSP Moorhead Post. Of course, we'll have more as it becomes available. Well, moving to Eastern Kentucky, Kentucky State Police are investigating a homicide that occurred Sunday night in Floyd County. Troopers responded to a residence on Kentucky Route 680 just before midnight where they found a deceased man. Initial investigations indicate a physical altercation between 41-year-old Michael Coley and 53-year-old Patrick Shepard resulted in Shepard's death. Shepard was pronounced dead at the scene and his body was sent to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Coley fled the scene prior to the arrival of first responders. He is described as a white male, approximately 6 foot tall, weighing 200 pounds. He was last seen wearing a dark-colored jacket, sweatpants, and athletic shoes. Authorities consider Coley to be armed and dangerous. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to contact the Kentucky State Police. That phone number 606-433-7711. Or since he is armed and dangerous, just go ahead and call 911 and contact your local KSP post regarding his whereabouts. The body of a person who fell from a boat on Lake Cumberland Sunday has been recovered. The Somerset-Pulaski County Rescue Squad responded to a call about a missing person in the South Fork area of the Cumberland River Sunday. Despite extensive search efforts using sonar and divers, the missing person was not located that day. Rescue crews resumed their search early this morning, where they recovered the body around 1 p.m. The identity of the victim has not been released. That investigation is ongoing as well. Corbin police identified the two individuals found deceased in a vehicle in the Baptist Health Hospital parking lot late Friday night. The victims identified as 35-year-old Shonda Parker, as well as 39-year-old Michael Salisbury. Corbin police are investigating the incident as a murder-suicide. Corbin police responded to a call about a suspicious vehicle in the Baptist Health Hospital parking lot. That was around 11:30 p.m. Friday night. Upon arrival, officers discovered a deceased man and woman inside that vehicle, both with apparent gunshot wounds. Medical staff pronounced them dead at the scene. The bodies were then transported to the Kentucky Medical Examiner's Office for autopsies to determine the exact cause of death. Investigators believe the incident was confined to the vehicle and posed no threat to hospital staff or patients. Another sad story. A 10-year-old child has died following a collision on I-75 Sunday night. Kentucky State Police responded to the scene just after 11 p.m. Preliminary investigation indicates that a 2011 Kia Sportage driven by 43-year-old Michael K. Stout struck a 49cc Rogue Scoot Star moped occupied by 31-year-old Darius L. Wade and a 10-year-old female. Both Wade and the child were transported to Baptist Regional Medical in Corbin before being airlifted to the University of Kentucky Hospital. The child succumbed to their injuries and was pronounced dead by the Fayette County Coroner's Office. Alcohol is suspected to be a factor in the crash, which remains under investigation. Well, earlier today, an ambulance crashed into another vehicle in Lexington. Reportedly, police were dispatched at around 9 a.m. to the Palomar Center Drive after receiving multiple reports of a minor crash involving an ambulance. Officers say that the ambulance was taking a patient to a hospital when the collision happened. Fortunately, no injuries were reported as a result of the crash. Another ambulance was sent to the scene to finish transporting the patient. It is currently unknown why the accident occurred. This is all the information we have at the news time. However, of course, we'll have more as it becomes available. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Susie in the Weather Center. Maybe finally a forecast with no rain. Susie coming up next here live at 5.
Are you tired of the same food options when you're trying to decide what's for dinner? Let Mammut Bar and Grill in Richmond ease that burden. Their one-of-a-kind menu offers fine Mexican options, plus burgers, a large selection of sandwiches and wraps, pasta, steaks, seafood, and a full list of appetizers. You can please everyone on your guest list with a trip to Mammut Bar and Grill, located in Richmond at 2187 Lexington Road, across from Whitehall Elementary School.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in.
We can't wait to see ya.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. What a beautiful weekend we had here in the Bluegrass following a very long stretch of rain. We've got Susie in the Weather Center going to give us a look at the forecast for the week ahead. Here's Susie.
Hi, Gwendolyn. Thank you so much for joining us. We are tracking hot, humid conditions, and the heat is on still for the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine as we're under a ridge of high pressure. We do have areas of fog for tonight, and otherwise we're really tracking the heat and humidity still into tomorrow as this ridge of high pressure remains in control. Well, we do have some cooling ahead, and we'll be talking about that. But let's focus first on this evening. We've got quiet conditions. Warm weather, even at 9 o'clock, we're looking at temperatures at around 82 and overnight lows bottoming out in the upper 60s, we're thinking, with morning lows at around 69. We'll be climbing to the 90s yet again for tomorrow, nowhere near the record of 100 set back in 1918, but definitely above the norm. As we take a look at our water vapor satellite imagery, I wanted to showcase Tropical Storm Debbie, made landfall as a hurricane in the Florida Panhandle. It's continuing to march its way along the eastern seaboard, and then we've got this area of dry air. As you can see, that black color indicating that dry air mass. That's what's dominating us here in Kentucky. So you can see the contrast between the moisture and the dry conditions. A lot of Debbie's moisture will stay out to the east. We've got a front that's stalling to the north, and this next front will be eventually working its way on through Tuesday evening, bringing us some relief from the heat later this week. But with this ridge in control, really shielding us from Debbie's impacts at this point, keeping us dry. This is what's going to be maintaining a very dry and stable atmosphere across the region. So we'll be watching for that. Meanwhile, lows tonight will be down into the 70s and 60s. Again, some areas of fog. That's what you see there with those three lines in the clouds. Areas of patchy fog a possibility. And then as we look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's hot. High temperatures reaching the low to mid 90s. Heat indices in the upper 90s. But noticing the cooling trend ahead. Post cold front, we'll notice that cooler air moving in, mid 80s by the end of this week with a stretch of sun ahead.
Thanks, Susie. And for weather all the time, you can find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, one man has been arrested after threatening first responders with a knife and resisting arrest. According to Sheriff Bobby Jones from the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office, deputies and firefighters were dispatched to a house fire on South Highway 27 around 11 p.m. Friday night. The man inside, identified as 47-year-old Brian K. Heron of Burnside, threatened firefighters with a knife upon their arrival. When deputies arrived, they found a firefighter attempting to extinguish the fire while Heron had barricaded himself inside the home. Heron brandished two large kitchen knives and swung them in the threatening manner toward the deputies. He also threw items at deputies, hitting one in the head and causing minor injuries. Deputies made a forced entry into the home where Heron continued swinging the knives, leading deputies to use a taser to subdue and arrest him. 3 deputies were treated at the scene for smoke and flame exposure, and 1 firefighter was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Heron was treated for his injuries and taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. He is charged with first-degree wanton endangerment, third-degree assault on a police officer, resisting arrest, and failure to appear. The investigation into the case is ongoing. Some interesting news for school kids. A new bill was passed in Kentucky that will now require students to learn cursive beginning in the 25-26 academic year. Senate Bill 167 will require elementary schools to teach cursive. The goal of this requirement is to have students proficient in this area by the 5th grade. It will also be required under this law to offer typing and cursive courses to high school students. Some districts have already been implementing cursive curriculum. Since 2017, Ashland Independent has been teaching the subject to school 2nd and 3rd grade students. Sean Howard, Ashland Independent Schools superintendent, said, "Well, we don't want cursive to become a lost art. If you look at our founding fathers and the Constitution, it all is in cursive, and important documents are in cursive." That'll be a great addition to the curriculum. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Michael Watkins up with your latest sports report. That's coming up next here live at 5.
Hey y'all, it's Josh
and Greg from Hicks & Funson, Kentucky Lawyers.
You know, those giant law firms love to brag about how many billions they've won. But what's important to us is winning the support of our Kentucky community and fighting for justice for our clients.
We are grateful you voted us Best Law Firm in the 2024 Smiley Pete Best of Lexington contest. At Hicks & Funson, you're more than a dollar sign and more than just a number.
So if you've been injured and you prefer local instead of large, call 859-777-7000 or visit honestfearless.com.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Hey everyone, Michael Watkins here, wanting to tell you about one of my new favorite places to eat and to have a good time, the Julep at Danville Country Club, now open to the public. The Julep doesn't just offer great food. Join them for karaoke, singo, rent their event room to host a shower, holiday party, or other event. On Fridays, you have to get over and try out the all-you-can-eat catfish. Like the Julep at Danville Country Club on Facebook. Restaurant open to the public, other amenities are not.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
CT Diesel Performance is now located at 2269 Enterprise Drive off Duncannon Lane in Richmond. Chris Dorn and his staff have moved to help better serve their customers to a bigger and better location and are here to still offer you the best in getting your vehicle to its peak performance. At CT Diesel Performance, they service all your automotive needs. No job is too big or too small. Like CT Diesel Performance on Facebook to learn more about CT Diesel Performance. Now located at 2269 Enterprise Drive in Richmond.
At WBON TV 9, you can count on our weather team to keep you up to date with all the latest developments, watches, and warnings.
We're here for you night and day, 24/7, no matter what the weather brings.
WBON TV 9 and our media partner 100.7 The Coyote are dedicated to you. That's why we say when the weather turns extraordinary, so does our coverage.
Get your forecast each weekday during the Live at 5 newscast on WBON TV 9, where every local story starts here.
Welcome back to Live at 5. We continue to inch closer to the start of college football season, and yesterday was a big day for EKU football. With a recap of their Media Day event, here's today's sports report with Michael Watkins.
Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Monday to you. Welcome in to the Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report. It's been 18 years since Eastern Kentucky last defeated their in-state rival Western Kentucky on the football field. The teams have played just 3 times since then, with Western Kentucky winning in 07, 08, and again in 2017. All time, Western holds a record of 47 wins and 35 losses with 3 ties mixed in versus EKU. Both schools were formerly members of the Ohio Valley Conference and played against each other regularly until Western Kentucky's transition from the NCAA's FCS to FBS in 2008. Yesterday, EKU held its annual Media Day, and head football coach Walt Wells spoke about the meaningfulness of this rivalry.
I mean, unfortunately, they can't come here, how it's set up, with them being FBS and us FCS. But I would assume there will be a great crowd down there. First time I went down there as an assistant here, it was packed. The first time I was down there as an assistant and Eastern came down in 03, it was packed. And matter of fact, we had a streaker. It was unbelievable. And right out through the railroad tracks. But it's just, I think it's great for the Commonwealth. I think it's great for Kentucky. I think it's great for high school football. There'll be, just like Kentucky and Louisville, a lot of high school players want to look to that as a great game to play in. When they see the atmosphere here, our players, because when you go to a G5 venue, it's never really sold out. It has an opportunity to be sold out because of their tradition and the history. You got Coach Kidd, obviously, on this side that is a legend, Hall of Famer. Coach Fikes on their side, which I think is a Hall of Famer, and he is a legend down there. You just got so much tradition and history and respect from the 2 programs, even though there's, like I said before with Coach, and down there too, it's a hatred. It's probably relaxed a little bit since the FBS climb down there, but each game is its own, and we have to play Mississippi State first, then we get to Western. But we got to understand those 2 games are non-conference. We got to worry about the UAC. But I think if both schools could play it regularly, even though there's a slight disadvantage, I understand with some things, I think it would be great for both schools because guess what? Great attendance. If we could ever get it to where they could come here, it'd be awesome. This place would be packed. I mean, these kids have never seen a packed stadium here. Probably, you haven't. A lot of guys haven't, but I have. You have. You have. And the city of Richmond, the state of Kentucky high school football deserves that.
Speaking of in-state rivalries, another one will be renewed on the hardwood this year for the EKU men's basketball team as the program announced another game on their non-conference portion of the schedule. The Colonels will play at the University of Louisville on December 28th, but no tip-off time has been announced as of yet. The Cardinals went 8-24 last season and finished 3-17 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. After a couple of years under Kenny Payne, U of L now turns the reins of their basketball program over to first-year head coach Pat Kelsey. EKU and Louisville have met 72 times on the hardwood. The most recent meeting came on December 14th, 2019 in Louisville. The 2 programs have met 5 times this century, and the Colonels are looking to make a big impact with a possible win over another in-state team. Well, tonight on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, Samantha and I will be joined by Walt Wells. We'll talk about the first week of training camp, which began last week for the team. We'll dive deeper into that big game versus Western Kentucky and hopefully get an insight on the quarterback competition. We'll also be joined by a few of the Madison Central female golfers. That's all coming up at 6 p.m. tonight on WBON TV. Thanks for watching the Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report, everybody. I'm Michael Watkins.
Thanks, Michael, for that sports report. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more news coming up, including how EKU plans on using AI in this upcoming semester. That's all still to come right here live at 5.
Richmond's very own TV station signal is now stronger than ever. If you're enjoying free over-the-air TV, rescan your TV now for all the channels WBON TV offers, including Channel 9.1 with the AMG network featuring great programming like Forensic Files, Cheaters, plus live local sports and our daily Live at 5 local newscast. Channel 9.2 with the Buzzer Network. Enjoy your favorite game shows of yesteryear. Channel 9.3 is the Heartland Network with classic country and southern gospel music, The Crook and Chase Show, classic movies, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and much more rural living programs. And Channel 9.4, that's Retro TV, featuring classic TV shows and movies you love and remember. For more information on over-the-air TV, visit our website, WBONTV.com, and click the Over-the-Air tab. Drop us a line today and let us know where and what you're watching. Email us at info@WBONTV.com.
Heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
Watch The Real McCoys weekdays at 9:30 a.m. on Heartland.
Family known as the Real McCoys.
Watch Laugh-In on Retro TV, Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Saturdays at 8.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At AMCO Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at AMCO the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And AMCO has a longer warranty. Come see us at AMCO Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, and Samantha Burford as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on WBON Channel 9 and on radio at Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by Aero Auto Glass of Lexington, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop Small Engine Repair.
Welcome back to Alive at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. This upcoming semester at Eastern Kentucky University, they will reportedly see an increase in the implementation of artificial intelligence. Starting last school year, AI use has been slowly making its way onto campuses across the state. EKU expects that it will be prevalent this year, with the university's faculty reportedly having spent this summer preparing for the challenges that AI will cause. Lisa Blue, a faculty instructional specialist at Eastern, said when you think of EI, think of excitement, because this is truly a revolutionary technology that is going to impact every aspect of everyone's lives that are interacting with it. However, there is concern among some that students will rely too heavily on AI in their coursework. Blue said that unless we are putting sound parameters on the assignments and developing course policies to explain to students where AI is acceptable and where they may be over-relying on AI, then of course students are going to stray. The new technology has reportedly become a concern for faculty. Blue says it has created more work because I have some faculty lamenting this feels like the pandemic 2.0. In the end, Blue does believe that the benefits of the technology outweigh the downsides. Once faculty members become comfortable or proficient with the technology, it can significantly lighten their workload. The reason Blue thinks that AI will increase in the 3/4 of students were using it towards the end of the previous spring semester, but only a third of faculty were using it themselves. That's according to Blue. Open communication is the key to effectively utilizing AI. This fall, she said, will come at us fast and furious in making sure we have effective course policy to navigate the technology. Thanks for joining us today. Have a wonderful afternoon. See you tomorrow live at 5.